The burger was cold by the time I unwrapped it. Through the windshield I could see them. Families clustered in bright, laughing groups outside the gymnasium, cameras flashing, arms wrapped around shoulders, fathers lifting diplomas like trophies. I sat alone in my Honda, parked at the far edge of the lot where the streetlight didn't reach. No calls, no texts, not even an excuse. My parents hadn't come. Again. I was biting into stale lettuce when Knuckles rapped against my window. An older woman stood there, silver hair, expensive coat, eyes that looked like they'd been crying. I rolled the window down halfway. "Are you hungry?" she asked. Strange question. "I already have a—" "No," she cut me off gently. "I mean really hungry." Something in her voice made my chest tighten. "Who are you?" She handed me a business card through the gap. Margaret Chen, estate attorney. "Your grandmother," she said quietly, "left you everything." I didn't know I had a grandmother. At least, not one who mattered. My mother never spoke about her family. When I asked as a child, she'd go silent, the kind of silence that teaches you to stop asking. Margaret drove me to a cafe, ordered tea I didn't drink. "Your grandmother died 3 months ago," she explained. "Terminal cancer. She spent her last year trying to find you." "Why?" Margaret's jaw tightened. "Because your mother told her you were dead." The words landed like fists. 26 years. Your mother convinced her own mother that you died in childbirth, took a settlement, walked away. My hands went numb. How much? $200,000. I thought about every birthday, every Christmas morning opening dollar store gifts while my parents bought new cars, new vacations, new excuses. Margaret slid a folder across the table. "Your grandmother left you her estate, $18 million, properties in 3 states, investment portfolios." She paused. "And a letter." I didn't open the letter that night. I went home, smiled at my parents over reheated dinner, watched my mother's face, the way she laughed too loud at my father's jokes, the way she avoided eye contact when I mentioned graduation. She'd been doing that my whole life, avoiding. The next morning, I hired a private investigator. I needed to know everything. Within a week, I had bank statements showing regular deposits, always under $10,000 to avoid reporting, travel records, property deeds in my mother's maiden name purchased the year after I was born. My grandmother had tried to reach out 6 times over the years, 6 letters, all returned unopened, all marked "Return to Sender" in my mother's handwriting. I found them in a storage unit my parents rented under a shell company, dozens of unopened envelopes, birthday cards, Christmas gifts still wrapped, all addressed to me, all hidden. My grandmother died believing I'd never wanted to know her. I sat on the concrete floor of that storage unit, surrounded by 2 decades of love I'd never received, and felt something inside me calcify. I waited until Sunday dinner. They always did Sunday dinner, my father grilling steaks we couldn't really afford, my mother setting the table with false cheer. I brought the folder, set it down between the mashed potatoes and green beans. "What's this?" my father asked. "Inheritance documents." My mother's fork clattered against her plate. "From Grandma Chen," I continued, voice steady, "the one you told died when I was born." Silence. My father looked at my mother. Something passed between them. Panic, maybe, or guilt finally catching up. "Sweetheart," my mother started, $18 million. Plus 3 properties and investment accounts. I opened the folder, slid the letter across. "She wrote this 2 weeks before she died." My mother's hands trembled as she picked it up. I'd memorized every word. My darling girl, I don't know if you'll ever read this. Your mother says you want nothing to do with me, but a grandmother's heart knows better. I see your face in old photographs and wonder what kind of woman you've become. I'm sorry I couldn't protect you from her. I'm sorry I believed the lies for so long. Everything I have is yours. Not because you need it, but because you deserved a family who chose you. You were never the mistake she said you were. Love always, Grandma Chen. My mother started crying. Real tears this time, not the performance tears she used to manipulate my father. These were ugly, desperate sobs. "We needed that money," she choked out. "We were drowning. So you drowned me instead." My father tried to speak. I raised my hand. "I've already filed paperwork with Margaret. Everything Grandma left me is locked in trusts you can't touch. The house you bought with her settlement, it's in my name now. Turns out fraud voids contracts." My mother's face went white. "You can't—" "I already did." I stood up. "You have 30 days to vacate. Margaret's firm will handle the details." "Where will we go?" my father whispered. I picked up my bag. "I don't know, but I'm sure you'll figure it out." I turned at the door. "By the way, I've donated $200,000 to cancer research in Grandma Chen's name." Seemed appropriate. I ate alone again that night, but this time I ordered expensive sushi and ate it in my new apartment, the one with floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking the city. My phone buzzed with messages, apologies, explanations, pleas. I deleted them without reading. Some people spend their whole lives waiting for someone to choose them. I'd spent 26 years being unchosen. Now I was choosing myself, and that felt like the only family I'd ever need.